So I am Jay Fierstein, also known as Foof, and I am the camp director. I also have with us Casey, our program director, Matt, our program director, Trey, our assistant program director, John Buzz, our ranger, and Sam, one of our area directors. Our lead instructor is out in our meeting as well. So I have the merit badge schedule on the website. If you'd like to go find it now, because it might be easier to read on your computer. On a desktop computer, if you go to campminsi.org and then you click under Scouts BSA Summer Camp and hit Camp Resources Scouts BSA, when you click that, then there is the merit badge schedule is there. If you notice, we normally have a little worksheet for you to help with scheduling your merit badges. And also there is normally a set with program guide with all the prerequisites and some more information about the merit badges. Those are not out yet, but will be out very soon. So I'm going to go over the schedule just so you can have an advanced copy here. And then we'll get you all the stuff to help make sure that your scouts can pick their merit badges as well. It's very soon. If you're using a cell phone, then if you click on campminsi.org and then go on your cell phone, hit Scouts BSA Summer Camp. Right now, Scouts BSA Resources is showing up twice. I wanted to make sure it was showing for you guys, and it ended up coming up twice. I will fix that, but I'm not going to fix it tonight just because otherwise it might disappear for a bit. And I knew you guys would want to be able to look at the merit badge schedule tonight. So here is the merit badge schedule. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down in a couple parts. There is a few changes that are important, and I just want to make sure you guys understand those. That way, that's why I'm doing the meeting here to release it. So I'm going to go to this next slide. If you look, I broke down the merit badges right now into two different sections. There is the morning merit badges and then the afternoon merit badges. And it works just a little bit differently whether you're taking something in the morning or the afternoon. So in the morning, there is 3 classes, and most merit badges are only 1 class, with the exception of a couple classes that are double blocked. So if you look, small boat sailing is double blocked, pioneering is double blocked, and archery is double blocked. If you take those merit badges, you need to keep both blocks in the schedule for that same merit badge. All the other merit badges are in the morning, are every day during that time slot. Now, a lot of our merit badges, if a scout has experience in an area or is progressing well, they may finish on Thursday, and Friday is kind of a wrap-up day where they can go over, make sure they have everything, and make sure they're not getting a partial on the merit badge. Or if they're behind or need extra help, Friday gives us a little bit of a buffer to make sure that they're able to finish. But for the most part, those merit badges are every day during that time slot. If you notice, Eagle required merit badges are bolded. And if something is not a merit badge, then it is in italics. So that'll help you as you're looking over the schedule. In the afternoon, there are some options. There are some merit badges that are every day, and you should go every day, such as the aquatics ones, kayaking, the instructional swimming. Shotgun shooting is also every day. There's 2 sections of that in the afternoon. Some of those. Others have a day marked in front of them, and they are now 1-day merit badges, or we have welding is 2 days in the afternoon. You have to go 2 days in a row to get welding merit badge. But those ones that have just a single day in front of them, the goal is to get the merit badge done between 2 and 5 o'clock. Some of them are going to finish by 4, but many of them will take until 4:50. So now I'm going to go line by line through the areas just to give you a little overview of some of the merit badges. So if you look at athletics and adventures, that first block, 9 to 9:50, is a sports and athletics. That's 2 merit badges that you can get both in that one single block. Now, all of the athletics and adventure merit badges have some significant prerequisites. For sports and athletics, for example, it's participating on a sports team to get that sports merit badge. Personal fitness, you may be familiar with the requirements for the personal fitness plan and such, and physical beforehand. Cycling there is a vast amount of prerequisites. We are going to be offering the 22 miler during the week, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. It's going to be one of the afternoon adventures, but a lot of the mountain biking is going to have to be done before you get to camp. We're doing the mountain biking elective. The afternoon adventures, I still am waiting for the contracts back from most of our providers for those. So I'm going to glance on that now, mainly for the cycling merit badge, but I will have more information on that in the next few weeks once just those contracts come back. So for cycling merit badge, the capstone of the mountain biking is a 22-mile mountain biking ride. That mountain biking ride you can do with our camp. It is an additional cost as an afternoon adventures. They will take a bus to Lehigh Gorge and they will do 22 miles through the Lehigh Gorge. It is certainly a doable 22-mile mountain biking. It is an easier trail, but if you have scouts who want to complete that 22-miler while they're here, they can complete the rest of the cycling before they get here and then do that 22-miler here with us. Or if they've completed all the cycling beforehand, they can review the requirements throughout the week and complete cycling merit badge. If you look at aquatics merit badge, it's the exact same schedule that we had last year, although I know some of you weren't here. Some key highlights. Small boat sailing is a double block merit badge. It takes 2 blocks because it takes a bit to get out and sail. Instructional swimming is just to help anyone who would like to work on their swimming strokes, whether they're a non-swimmer working to become a beginner or a beginner working on becoming a swimmer, or just a swimmer who needs practice on certain strokes or something like that. With swimming merit badge, there is a diving requirement that's a prerequisite. So that's a significant one that you should just be aware of. If they are taking any of the aquatics merit badges, usually the first requirement is to complete the BSA swimmer check. So if your scouts have not been consistently passing the swim check, then you might want to consider just having a backup in case, something comes up. We do have a question in the chat. Is the cycling on the gorge trail is more technical than that? There's a little bit off that gorge trail, but there's not a lot off that gorge trail. A lot of it's going to be on that gorge trail. Just with bikes, if you want to maybe just email us specific bikes, we can just take a look and I'll make sure it's okay. All right, I am going to sitcom. So if you look at this part of the schedule, communications merit badge is there. We have 2 blocks in the morning because we did not offer that last year. So we're expecting that to be popular. We are offering the citizenship of the nation and citizenship of the world, chess and public speaking, all as 1-day merit badges. So if you complete those, it would be a Monday, you could take citizenship of the nation or chess. You could do that same on Wednesday. Either Tuesday or Thursday, you could take citizenship in the world or public speaking. And on Friday, they just have open chess. You don't have to be in chess merit badge there. If you'd just like to come down and play a game of chess, you could do that. As we go down to econ here, so most popular merit badge of scouts taking at econ at Camp Minsi is usually environmental science. As you can see, there's 3 different classes there of environmental science. You don't have to go to all 3, just one of those. Bird study is there, and fishing in that first block. Fish and wildlife management, it looks like it's a bigger block, but it's just to fill in the space, so I don't have a gray block there. That's 1 class. And then astronomy and forestry are offered in that 3rd block. In the afternoons on either Monday or Wednesday, you could take pulp and paper, which I expect to end by 4 o'clock each day, or soil and water conservation, which will take the whole block, 2 to 4:50. On Tuesday and Thursday, we're offering mammal study or reptile and amphibian study. Both of those days, you could take one of those merit badges. And on Friday afternoon, we are going to have our fishing derby. So if you have scouts who would like to just spend the afternoon fishing on Friday for their last day at camp, they won't need to register for that, but they can come down and fish. And then if they catch any fish, they can bring them to the Econ Lodge and get them measured. to enter up to be our winner of our fishing derby. Going on to station 940, which we have the biggest fan of right here in our Zoom, which is Sam, who's the lead instructor for that. They are offering in the morning first aid merit badge. Then at 10 to 10:50, there is a CPR and AED certification. So that was a huge request last year, was if we could offer a time when scouts could get CPR and first aid. And they can do that every day there at 10 to 10:50. Also, search and rescue is being offered from 11 to 11:50. If you take search and rescue, you should know that there has to be a time when you take a practical. The plan is to offer at one evening a search and rescue practical where you do a practice search. Or also, if you see on the afternoon schedule Friday, there is also a search and rescue practical. So if you have scouts who want to practice search and rescue, then. And adults can join in on the CPR class too. It is for both youth or adults. And there is an additional cost to get the actual certification, but if you just want to come and listen during the day, you can also do that. Those will be taught most weeks by Lauren, one of our health officers. If you look at that afternoon schedule there, you see health professions merit badge 2 to 4:50 on Monday, fire safety merit badge 2 to 4:50 on Tuesday. Fingerprinting merit badge might end at 3:50. That's a quicker merit badge. Thursday is our famous muck hike, and Friday is a search and rescue practical. So if you have scouts who want to do the muck hike travels through one of our swamp areas, and scouts will be pretty covered in mud if they do that. So if they are planning to do that, you should plan on bringing a full set of outfit that you will likely throw out at the end of the muck hike. You cannot recover the clothing. It will not ever smell the same again. So if you have scouts who want to do the muck hike, then you should plan ahead and have some clothes they know they're going to just throw out. Next, moving on to STEM. STEM, we have radio merit badge, space exploration, and movie making merit badge all in the morning. And if you're familiar with our Cub Camp, we have Kenny, who is our shooting officer at KLAN, is going to be doing movie making merit badge. That's a passion of his. With radio, a little change this year. We are doing the fox hunting elective. So if you don't know what radio fox hunting is, scouts who do fox hunting will use an antenna, and there is a transmitter hidden in the woods, and it's sending out a signal on a certain frequency. And the scouts, as you point the antenna, it's stronger in the direction of the transmitter, and then you use what's called an attenuator to keep dialing down your signal as you get closer and closer, to try to find the fox or this little transmitter. So I think that'll be a fun elective for radio merit badge. That'll be a change from what we did last year. If you notice in the afternoon, you could take robotics on Monday or Thursday. On Tuesday, we're offering aviation merit badge, where they will be able to also fly some drones. And we're also offering that on Wednesday. On Friday, we are offering radio fox hunting. And that's exactly what I'm gonna say. If you just want to try fox hunting but are not taking radio merit badge, that Friday afternoon is your chance. We'll be able to fit the radio fox hunting for the radio merit badge kids during the morning at their 9 to 9:50 class. But if you just like to try fox hunting, you can join the fox hunt on Friday afternoons just for fun. Or if scouts happen to miss it in the merit badge, they could do it too, or if they just want to do it again. But that's meant to just be fun. It should be italicized. Well, I don't think it's italicized because it could be part of the merit badge, but that's radio fox hunting. So if you ever want to see what it looks like, if you just Google radio fox hunting. Otherwise, you'll get actual foxes. If you look, another new component for the year is industrial arts, which focuses out the back of what is the handicraft building. They're going to offer automotive maintenance, electricity, law, plumbing, architecture, and painting in the morning. Those are our morning merit badges that are every day. For welding, there is going to be some restrictions. So it is going to be scouts that are 14 and older, and they have to have long pants and sturdy shoes to be able to weld, and long sleeves, long pants, sturdy shoes, and be 14 to weld. That one will have a cap. I'm expecting it to be fairly popular, but we're going to try to, take as many of the scouts as we can. Just so if you have older scouts who are really interested in welding merit badge, then just make sure you keep tabs on when it's time to sign up. That might be a good one to just ask, are you interested in welding merit badge ahead of time? That way you can sign up those kids first. If you look at handicraft merit badge, so what I noticed last year was wood carving is an extremely popular merit badge here at Camp Minsi. And so I'm offering 3 sections of wood carving, and they are going to be a little capped because some of those classes got a little big. I'm hoping with 3 merit badge classes, we are not going to reach our cap. But that's another one that it's just unsafe to have too many kids in wood carving. So keep an eye on that if somebody's really interested in a specific time slot for that. We added sculpture merit badge and textiles merit badge. Those are both new to us. We still have music, art, and game design. And then in the afternoon, we are offering leatherwork and basketry daily. So if you have a scout that wants to take an afternoon and work on leatherwork or basketry, they can come on down and work on either merit badge. Obviously, there's a fee to get the kits, but if they want to just get the projects and work with the counselors and finish the merit badge, they can do leatherwork or basketry merit badge. Now, if they are quick, it may not take them too much time, but I'm guessing, especially for leatherwork, it's more likely to take them either that whole afternoon or they might need to work on a little bit. But if you notice, there's an open handicraft every day, and they, any afternoon they want to come down and work on leatherwork or basketry, or if they need help, they can ask the staff. They can help them get either of those 2 merit badges if they're interested. Scoutcraft also has a little bit of a change. So we have wilderness survival and camping in that first block. Pioneering is now a double block because we had lots of kids who were interested in pioneering last year, but it was taking them a long time to be able to get all the skills just quite right. And so we had a lot of scouts coming down over siesta and coming down at night working on pioneering, and they were spending a lot of time trying to catch those kids up if they're struggling. So we're just making a double block to make sure that everyone has enough time to work on pioneering merit badge. It is kind of a challenging badge. They should know their knots before they come. We had some scouts who were just taking it as a first merit badge for their first year at camp, and they might want a little more practice with knots before they do that. Emergency preparedness is there at Scoutcraft. Cooking merit badge is an extra little complication. So last year, we switched cooking merit badge to mostly have prerequisites for a lot of the cooking, because they were struggling to get all their cooking done in one block, and we didn't want to make it a double block. So what I did was this. In that morning block, they're going to cover all the requirements except for not a lot of the cooking. Now, if a scout is really experienced with cooking, they may have already completed a lot of those requirements before they come, and you can sign a note that says that, which were those requirements they've already completed before they come up. However, the home cooking, there's one section in there that's listed as home cooking, and that has to be done before camp. We can't do the home cooking here because, we're only your camp home, not your real home. But if you look at the afternoon schedule on Wednesdays, that trail cooking there is for scouts who would like to complete the trail cooking at camp. They can spend the afternoon on the trail and do their cooking requirements for the trail cooking section of Cooking Merit Badge. On Thursday there, we're offering the camp cooking section. So if you have a scout who wants to just do the home cooking ahead of time and then complete everything else at camp, then they would do the 11 to 11:50 class, and then they would do the Wednesday afternoon class and the Thursday afternoon class. If they would like to do some of the trail cooking and camp cooking with your troop before they come, then they would just need to, have a note saying that they met those requirements. If you look, I'm going to do Friday and then I'll go back to Monday and Tuesday. On Friday, we have listed the deep fry extravaganza. That was modeled after our deep fry night last year, which was extremely popular. So we had a night where they were deep frying whatever you brought. So scouts would go like to the trading post and get like a Snickers bar or Oreos or whatever, and then they would help them batter it and then deep fry it, just for fun. So if they want to do that on Friday, they can just stop by Scoutcraft. If you notice, on Friday afternoons, I'm trying to put some fun activities that scouts may just want to do for their last week of camp or last night in or day of camp. So, you have that open chess tournament, fishing derby, search and rescue practical, which they can even sign up for and talk to them if they want to do and they're not in the merit badge. The radio fox hunting, deep fry extravaganza. We'll have some games and other things out for them to have fun with. If you look then at shooting sports, there's only one minor change, but it does make a difference here. So in the morning there, archery is double blocked, and then there's an open archery and open shooting in that 11 to 11:50. Rifle shooting used to be a double block class. However, we have a new target retrieval system that we started using last year. And how that works is each station has a target retriever. The target goes out on a string, goes out to where they'd shoot, and then when they're done shooting, they can retrieve that one target without going down range. The difference that made is you don't have to wait for other people to finish shooting before you go to shoot your next round. They can continuously shoot with lots of scouts. The problem we encountered was what was the double block class. The kids were finishing very quickly because they were getting so much shooting time and they weren't waiting for anyone else. So they said they didn't need to spend that much time. They were finishing too fast and had lots of free time at the end of the week to do lots of fun shooting, but they didn't need to spend the whole time just to get the merit badge. So we are splitting it into two rifle shooting classes. So they can take rifle shooting at either 9 or 10. They don't have to go. They should not go to both. In the afternoon, their schedule is the same as last year. They have a double blocked archery class, two different shotgun shooting classes. Cowboy action shoot is on Tuesdays. On Tuesday, there is no shotgun shooting merit badge, but scouts who are venturing age, which is either completed 8th grade and 13 or 14, can sign up with a waiver to do cowboy action shoot. And that's where they have some different guns that we wouldn't normally use. And they go through the line and shoot all those different guns. Then in the afternoon, we have open archery and open shooting. We will also have the field arrows, where it throws the round flying targets up that you try to shoot out of the air with arrows as well. I don't have that on the schedule yet, but I will add that soon. And then, last but not least, we have two different programs there. First is Trail to Adventure. So the change we are making for Trail to Adventure was a suggestion of Matt's at Camp Trexler last year. They separated the requirements by rank, because what sometimes happens is you have a scout who's going to summer camp and they crossed over in March and they've got tenderfoot done and they're halfway through second class and they go, I don't know if I should go to first year camper or not, because I already have a lot of the requirements done. So this way, if you have a scout who's new and they would like to do tenderfoot second class and first class requirements, they can sign up for the 9, the 10, and the 11 o'clock class, or the 2, the 3, and the 4 o'clock class. It's half day. They'd only do one or the other, either the morning or the afternoon. But let's say you have a scout who just finished tenderfoot and is coming to camp. They could just do the second and first class and go from 10 to 11:50, or if they just wanted to focus on one of those ranks, they could sign up for one of those. So every hour they will switch which rank they're working on. They will still kind of have that theme for the day. And that way you'll know which requirements are which days. Certainly you could stop in and work on a requirement that they need a different day. Like if you just look at what day it's happening, that just is a little challenging with your merit badges. So what I'd recommend is just if they want to do first year camper and they're working on one of the specific ranks, sign up for, up to 3 of those, 1, 2, or 3 of those sections. And that way, if they've already got a lot of requirements done, they don't have to spend the whole morning or the whole afternoon of first year camper. You can mix and match a little bit. Last, which I will have some more details coming out soon, is Mountain Man. And Mountain Man is taking the spot of what was the Voyager program. It is going to be out past Second Bridge as an afternoon elective. Your scouts can sign up They do not need to, you don't have to bring your whole troop. It could just be certain scouts that want to do it. But they're going to have some mountain man style activities, including tomahawk throwing. I'd like to offer that they can travel out there in the war canoe, which is a giant canoe um, that holds a lot of people. Um, but we're going to offer those mountain man activities, and as soon as those are settled out, we'll do a promotion for you guys just so you can see what it's all about. But I think that'll be another fun thing that is not a merit badge, just something cool to do at camp. So, just to note, we've tried to make a very full schedule to try to get you the merit badges that you really need for kids. And we've tried to plan it so it'll be a really good experience and they learn a lot while they're taking their merit badges. Um, we don't want to just have them there to get the badge. We want them have them there to learn all about the topic. And I tried to include some fun things in the schedule so that, there's sometimes there's things that are just fun to do at camp because you don't always get the chance. And we want to have them do that. All right, so I'm going to start taking questions. Right now, Mountain Man is going to probably be any Scouts BSA Scouts. On the evening schedule, so we're going to have a series of leaders meetings, and when we are ready, we're going to give you all of the evening schedule programs. We don't quite have those nailed down because we're waiting to hear back from a couple people. But soon we will have an evening program schedule of even more programs that will be offered every day. Some Scouts are taking merit badges in the afternoon. They can't swim or boat. So what I would do is this. If you, for example, want to spend some time swimming and boating, one of the evening programs, we do have some open swim and open boat time at night. So if they have a very full schedule and they're taking some merit badges all the afternoons or afternoon adventures, they could do the evening swim boats. Some of the merit badges will finish a little early and they might have some time for the open boating or open swim there in there. And also if they were doing shooting sports or archery or shotgun archery or tenderfoot second class, there's a few things in those swimming merit badges they can fit it in. But if they want to do the open boat or open swim every day, they're going to have to kind of block it out there. I'll scroll down and look at some of these. The mile swim, they go every day in practice. They should just plan on swimming from 3 to 5 or 4:50. Um, they may not take that full time, and if they're a quick swimmer, they can talk to the aquatics director and work out a schedule, but they have to practice every day, and then on Friday they do the mile swim. That's a great question. Can scouts do first aid and emergency preparedness at the same time? So the interpretation of the requirement in emergency preparedness, the prerequisite for emergency preparedness is complete first aid merit badge. So they won't let you do both in the same week. That's usually been considered not meeting the prerequisites. So if you want to do first aid and emergency preparedness, you'd have to not do them at the same time. So if you come up, you do one or the other while you're here. So the merit badges will be open to sign up near the end of this month. We want to give time for everyone to get the schedule and look at it. I want to get those afternoon adventures squared away and given to you so that you can pick and choose which ones you want to do. And so you'll get several emails on the merit badge sign up, and that'll be through Double Knot. And if you have trouble getting the merit badge sign-ups to work, just let me know. I know it could be a challenge to use the online system sometimes. For the mountain biking afternoon adventure, should scouts bring their own bikes or would they be able to rent them at camp? So if they're doing cycling merit badge, having your own bicycle is needed. If you are just doing the afternoon bike ride without the merit badge, then those we can't bring our own bikes for that. They rent us bikes as part of our fee for that. So just to make sure I'm making that clear, if they're doing cycling merit badge, they should bring a bike, but they won't be able to ride their bike on the Lehigh Gorge trip. They won't transport the bikes. They're gonna bus us there, but they're gonna rent us bikes, and that's included in that fee for that afternoon adventure. If they're just doing cycling merit badge, but they've already done the 22 miler, they should bring up a bike and be able to bike with us. There's going to be some biking activities and some practice things for mountain biking during the week then. Instructional swim is every day, but you don't have to go every day. You can come as much or as little as you want. With bikes allowed in camp, bikes are definitely allowed in camp, but helmets are required. If you're bringing Cub Scouts too, there's some extra requirements for some of the younger Cub Scouts. But if you're just with Scouts BSA, bikes are perfectly allowed everywhere. But you must wear a helmet. And actually, I shouldn't say everywhere because there is a handful of trails that have signs that say walk your bike. Usually if there's a narrow turn that it would be easy to hit someone with, or a bit of a slick area, then just watch for those little brown signs that say walk your bike. With the morning activities, early morning activities, there's going to be an early morning activity every day. That schedule is not done yet, but they will definitely include Frigid Froggy. So for the class size limit question, there is most merit badges do not have a class size limit, because most of them can include quite a lot. But there's just a handful. Welding, wood carving, and the shooting sports ones also have a class size limit. I think everything else is open to as many as sign up. For the afternoon merit badges, they will have to sign up just to make sure I get them on a roster, so we can make sure we get you all of your blue cards and get that all squared away. The only one that's really more drop-in is leatherwork and basketry. We can help add them to a roster for that. With instructional swim, they can definitely work on their swim test requirements, and anything they need for rank advancement, 100%. That's a great time to do it. Minimum age for afternoon adventures varies a little bit by activity. For example, there is going to be whitewater rafting, and the minimum age is just being Scouts BSA, but some of them do have a little bit of an age requirement depending upon the activity. I am trying to keep them lower. I think most of them are going to be 13 and up, as long as I can verify that everything meets the guide to safe scouting. Whitewater rafting, they just need to be a swimmer. So any age but a swimmer. But I'll make sure when the afternoon adventures comes out in the next week or two, hopefully, if I get all the contracts back, then you'll get those age requirements right away too. So I have a question on, will we cook in camp for dinner on Thursday? Will there be a selection of what meat? It is going to be switched. So the camp cook in your site night is going to be Wednesday, and that's going to be a chili cook-off. So I can verify with them what meat. I think the plan is beef, but I can just double check that. I will be releasing the menu this month as well. I got back what is supposed to be the final copy for us to look over. So just once we make sure that all meets requirements, we'll get it with that. But it will be a chili cook-off on Wednesday. Order the Arrow night will also be on Wednesday. So chili cook-off and OA night on Wednesday. Next question is, are there fixed pavilions at the campsites? There is, and a few of the campsites have a full pavilion. The others have like a white cardboard tarp. Okay, I am going to stop the recording